Good evening, everyone. My name is Father Louis. I'm the Vice President, Mission Integration. We are about to begin our ceremony, which is very special. And when I look back, I saw the cream of the best of our nurses. And that tells me a lot of who you are, Rich, because they came here because of you. And I was asking one of them, he said, he's a special guy. So I will begin by thanking you for all you contributed to make University of Maryland St. Joseph a special hospital. I know you started as an internist, but then walked into critical care, loved it. And that happens when a lot of people who are in psychotherapy, there are two guys in West Virginia University Teaching Hospital who developed a theory called solution-focused and impact therapy, which means when people are struggling mentally, boom, get them going in 2-3 sessions. And you do the same in critical care. And what I love most is your phrase that medicine is a marathon, not a sprint, which goes a long way to show who you are, a man of patience. And it goes also to show what you have done here, especially when you started the campaign for the 100,000 lives, because we know a lot of lives got lost, which could have been saved due to medical mistakes which happen here and there. And I thank Mary also for convincing you to leave Eastern Shore and finally settle here in Baltimore, because we could have lost a treasure. And as I look at you, you look younger. So I don't know why you retired in 2000. I think you need to come back, because we need you now with this pandemic going on, and we need such a special person like you to join our team. And Mary, I would like to thank you for your support, for your encouragement, and making Rich who he is today, because there is a saying that behind any great man, there is always a woman behind. And also, we thank your daughter, who is not here with us. You told me she's in Boston, and she knows we also treasure her a lot, and treasure your family a lot. And I wish to thank our nurses for being here, the team in critical care. I've been in that floor several times. You guys do an outstanding job again and again and again. And also, I thank everybody who gathered here for this ceremony. Before I conclude my thank you, and then we go into prayer. Oh, I also forgot Mike, our chairman for the board here. Yeah, thank you for being here. And also Dr. Marks, I know both of you are colleagues. You did a lot of work together. So we thank everyone here. And as our tradition here at St. Joe, we can't start any ceremony without a reflective prayer. So I will ask that you all join me for us to pray and bless Rich. Maybe he may consider coming back. But if not, that God will continue to bless him in his retirement, and also as he comes in here today to be inducted in this special group of the Healing Hands Guild. Let us pray. Spirit of the living God, we gather here in your name to celebrate the heroic and compassionate years of selfless service of your beloved son and physician, Dr. Richard Linthicum, who has exemplified our mission, vision, and values in extending the healing ministry, which is yours to all, especially the poor and the underserved. We thank him for using his wisdom, knowledge, and talent in helping us to shape our true north. We ask, Lord, that you bless Richard. Help him always to recognize that your gift of life to each and every one of us is an invitation for service. Service to humanity, especially the sick and the broken, which he did so well for 32 years here at St. Joseph's. Give him strength in body and courage in spirit. Help him to find fulfillment and peace in his work and in his retirement. Inspire him to seek your healing power and to offer all he's doing for your greater glory. Bless his wife, Mary, and daughter. May kindness, compassion, and healing be the fruits of your labor. Each day you serve to provide healing and comfort to the sick. Rich, may God, who have called you to serve in his healing ministry, be with you to protect you. May he be before you to lead you, behind you to guide you, and above you to bless you. For he lives and reigns with the Father and the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you all. I will now invite Dr. Smythe for some remarks.
Well, welcome everybody, and welcome Rich. And Mary, special thanks to you for not only being here tonight, but for letting us borrow Rich for the last 32 years at St. Joseph. It's really a special journey. My goal tonight is to give everyone a little bit of a sense of what the Healing Hands Guild is. It's this really important tradition at St. Joe's, and also a little bit of bio on you to sort of set the stage for some additional remarks. So the University of Maryland St. Joseph Medical Center's Healing Hands Guild started in 2013 as a way to honor physicians who have contributed way beyond what we normally see in our providers at St. Joe's. These are the physicians who inspire us. They truly inspire us. They're role models. They think and they work outside of the box. They go the extra mile every single day, even when they're not asked to. They are shining examples of what makes us as a hospital such a special place to work, such a special place to be, and such a special place for all of us to call home. Rich personifies all of these qualities. Rich, apparently you thought you'd be a high school science teacher. I heard that. When you were growing up in Cambridge, Maryland, go Eastern Shore. My wife's from the Eastern Shore, God's country. Fortunately for us, a neighbor convinced Rich that his calling lay in the practice of medicine. Even more fortunate for us, a rotation through critical care in medical school at the University of Maryland School of Medicine scotched your nascent plans to be an internist and pivoted you towards becoming a critical care physician, staying in the hospital. When Rich came to St. Joe's, he saw himself staying for maybe a year or two. He sounds like Gail Cunningham and so many other people who think they're going to come for a year or two, and then this place grabs a hold of you, and it holds you. And 32 years later, Rich, you're now here, retired, and we're honoring you tonight. As many of you here this evening are aware, we have launched an ambitious plan to create the value delivery system that offers innovative approaches to transform our hospital's patient safety measures and not only strive for continuous improvement, but strive for zero patient harm. And it wasn't until I was preparing and reading these remarks, Rich, that you clearly saw the light long before any of us did. And I'm just really proud to read these following words. Rich Linthicum was instrumental in our hospital adopting the tenets of the national 100,000 Lives campaign. As we all know, that came out of the Institute of Medicine report in 1999 that really was a watershed moment in healthcare, where it reminded us that through preventable error, 100,000 people were dying every year in this country in our hospitals. An additional 2016 study says that number is really more like 250 to 400,000. And it has nothing to do with any of us who deliver care. It has to do with the broken and lengthy and variable processes that get in the way of our ability as caregivers to deliver care the way we want to. And so, Rich, I just am so impressed by the fact, and I'd love to get some time with you to understand more about how you see this, because I think the more light you can shed on that for us, the better we'll be. Based on the idea that 100,000 lives are being lost in U.S. hospitals every year due to human error, core safety measures would need to be implemented to prevent harm. The terms rapid response, central line bundling, hand hygiene, and HAI probably do not mean a great deal to many, but they mean a lot to all of us here tonight. I can promise you that the dramatic improvement in each of these areas developed under Rich's guidance and leadership have been central to saving lives at St. Joe's. And I think it's one of the key reasons we can call ourselves a CMS 5-star hospital, one of only 400 hospitals in the country. And it's why we can call ourselves a Leapfrog Grade A hospital, and it's why we can call ourselves the #1 community hospital in the state of Maryland. It's because of people like you, Rich, who really took the bull by the horns and appreciated the importance of just going that extra step and creating a culture of excellence, which is what we need to become in order to be a high reliability organization. So I'm just so amazed, impressed, and humbled by that, and feel bad that I missed this story until I got here. And I miss being on the journey with you, which I wasn't until I came here full-time in 2015-16. So as you can tell, it's hard for me to describe how much that means to me and how much it means to this organization and how much it means to our True North. And so on behalf of the entire organization, I congratulate you on your achievement and your induction into the 2021 class of the Healing Hands Guild. Congratulations. And now I'd like to invite our operating board chair, Mr. Michael Gill, to the podium for a few remarks.
This print's so small, Rich, I'd have no chance. Not a chance. Nice to see you, Mary. Congratulations again, Rich. So great to just, if only for a few minutes, to hang out with you. And it's a cool evening. You spend 32 years waking up every day and just giving your best, and all of a sudden they say, hey, we're putting you in the guild. And it's so special in that regard. Tom, thank you. Thank you. As everyone knows, I love working with Tom Smythe. He's a great CEO, and he really is he sets the pace, he sets the direction for all of us, the True North. So again, Tom, thank you for all that you do. It's very special. I'm really honored to be here this evening to witness Dr. Richard Linthicum's induction into the Healing Hands Guild. What a tremendous honor, especially in 2021, when the word healthcare hero is taken on a new meaning like never before. And hopefully it'll be in the rearview mirror. And maybe 100 years from now, something will remind us of this, because we were reminded of the Spanish epidemic in 1918. So it's okay if it's another 100 years before something shows up. We're fine with that. It's been my pleasure to serve as the operating board chair here at St. Joseph's Medical Center. What I've learned and experienced, it is truly a remarkable place. There's a commitment to clinical excellence that rivals the best hospitals and healthcare systems, not just in Maryland, I mean, everywhere. We're really good at what we do. And thank all of you for what you do, because you impact it every day. A prevalent sense of gratitude fills our hallways and surrounds us every day. Love that word, gratitude. Gratitude felt by our patients and their families. Gratitude demonstrated for each other. I care about you. As every member of the St. Joseph's medical team comes together to blend their talents and skills and work with passion to make a positive difference and to deliver the best patient care at any hospital in the entire United States. And the past year and a half has only reinforced these observations for me in my role in being here at the hospital and being with Tom and Mimi and Jason and the whole team. Doubly concerned about their patients who now have to face the threat of a new medical enemy. Our staff's altruism and empathy have been second to none, and I'm so proud of them and what we do. And nowhere has this been more visible than in our critical care units. To work in critical care takes a special kind of physician. It's real simple to describe that, Tom. He's sitting in front of us, right? So all we got to do is just clone you, and we got to figure it out. Not only does one have to have excellent clinical skills and judgment, as rapid life and death decisions are made on a daily basis, one also has to have a deep understanding and compassion. This includes care for families as well as the patient. Often they are sad, perhaps shocked over their loved one's serious condition. I truly believe that the heroics of our staff, witnessed in our critical care units during the pandemic, are a result of the loving environment earlier instilled by Rich Linthicum. It's role model. It's shadow of the leader. By the way, I love that expression, shadow of the leader. As a leader, what's the shadow that you cast, that I cast, that we all cast every day? You've led by example and others have followed. You've been a tremendous asset to St. Joe's Medical Center. And on behalf of the board, I'd like to offer my deepest congratulations to you and your wife, Mary, because it's a team effort. It's always a team effort. Now I'd like to introduce Kristen Sudano, manager of the ICU at St. Joseph's, to please come up and keep these good words coming, Kristen. I know it's easy for you.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Linthicum. Good evening, colleagues and friends. It is my great honor to be standing before you this evening as we honor and celebrate a physician and a friend, Dr. Richard Linthicum. I could not think of anyone more deserving of this award. Dr. Linthicum has spent his entire professional life at our institution, and during this time here, initiated and supported our strides towards zero patient harm. Whether his countless efforts and ownership of our infection prevention efforts, or his tireless nights spent supporting our colleagues and patients through emergency events, you could always count on Dr. Linthicum. When I started in the ICU, I have to say, I was a bit intimidated by Dr. Linthicum. Not for any reason but his impeccable practice and high expectations surrounding patient care. As a new grad, I would rehearse every call, looking up labs, whether relevant or not to the situation, just in case. He challenged and questioned me and forced me to be the best version of myself. And as time went on, he began to trust my judgment, and when I would call, sometimes it would just be, "Hey, I need you out here," and he would come. When running charge, no matter how chaotic the situation, he never got lost in that chaos. He would calmly review what was needed, and we would get the job done. As long as he had his clipboard, a paper clip, and his green sterile gloves, he could take on the world. It was an absolute privilege to work beside Dr. Linthicum, and I know that St. Joe's, the ICU, myself are better because of him. I hope this award and these words manage to turn Rich's frown upside down. Congratulations, Dr. Linthicum. Thank you, and we love you.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Jason Marks. I used to be an intensivist like Rich, but it's my distinct honor to induct Rich into the Healing Hand Guild tonight. Dr. Linthicum and I have worked together for over 20 years. This honor is very well deserved, as everyone has said. There's not a lot more I can say. I can say thank God he didn't become a science teacher. I'm not sure what would have happened to those students. And Mike, I think the nurses are very happy he wasn't cloned. But Rich does epitomize what it means to be an intensivist. For 30 years, he worked in the ICU here. He saved countless lives. He is smart, he is calm under pressure, he is dedicated, he is passionate, He's a little OCD. And he is compassionate. His bedside manner is impeccable. And he has helped the ICU team, families, and patients through a lot of difficult situations. But he's done it with elegance and charm and in a very professional manner, unmatched at St. Joe's. He is the fifth of our ICU team to be inducted. Dr. Epler, Dr. Barr, myself, Dr. Koo, and now Dr. Linthicum. And really, it's a generation of intensivists who have now been inducted, and it's a tremendous honor for all of us, and I'm so happy for Rich. Rich, I'm surprised you're not wearing your powder blue scrubs and your white T-shirt and your Rockport shoes, and, you know, you are a little quirky, but we do love you, as Kristen said, and I think the mark of how professional you are and what type of person you are and what type of physician you are is the fact that all of the ICU nurses are here tonight, and that's special because this is a team effort, and you led that team in your own quiet way. You are a healthcare hero, and you were a healthcare hero before that term was even known. You led the way. We went a year without eclampsia. You led the way with the rapid response team, and your leadership is unmatched here. And so congratulations on this well-deserved honor. If you'd like, I'd call you up here, please, and I'll present you with this pin. Let me give you this pin as a sign of your induction into the Healing Hands Guild at University of Maryland St. Joseph Medical Center, class of 2021. Congratulations, well deserved.
Thank you. I told you that one of my goals was to get through this without crying over the entire period of time, but we'll see how it goes. So I'd like to begin by giving my sincere thanks to the Healing Hands Guild, as well as the foundation for this humbling recognition. It's a true honor and an unexpected surprise for me. I want to thank Dr. Smythe, Dr. Marks, Mr. Gill, Father, for all their, Kristen, for all their kind and generous words. I'll try to put those into perspective at some point. I wanted to acknowledge Drs. Crawford and Mackey, who were also inducted this year, this week. Congratulations to them. And Kristen, you must have been quite persuasive in your email or whatever you had to send out to have this occur, and I'm grateful for that. Dr. Marks had already mentioned that the other intensivists that have been inducted before me, Dr. Marks, Dr. Barr, Dr. Epler, Dr. Koo. So it's a proud team, and that I'll be joining for sure. And I learned from each and every one of them. They taught me how to be a critical care physician. And most of all, I want to thank my wife, Mary, and daughter, Emily, who couldn't be here tonight. She's in Boston. How can I thank them enough for the time here? Without their love and support, obviously I wouldn't have made it. So you heard some snippets of my prior activities, I guess, but trying to put this career in perspective, 32 years. It's a long time in one place. Not as long as some. I think maybe a couple have been here a little bit longer. But it's still a long time. And as Father said, a marathon, not a sprint. So I came to St. Joe's back in 1988 after my fellowship, completing my fellowship. Started as a moonlighter, as some often do, in the old unit on the ground floor, which is now the ER. I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to be when I grow up. So with that, 1 year became 2, and 2 became 4, and the rest is history, 32 years later. Working with an outstanding group of nurses and physicians in both the ICU and then CCU, we had a separate unit, providing the best patient possible care, best possible patient care, sorry. Eventually, we consolidated to the new combined medical surgical unit up on the 4th floor, which is where we function today. I just wanted to briefly touch on the introduction of the 100,000 Lives campaign here at St. Joe's. We as a team tried to bring safety initiatives to the unit and the hospital, finding a new passion for things like infection prevention, the central line bundle, hand hygiene, as well as the rapid response team. They became the beginning of many strides we made with reducing morbidity and mortality in our patients. And I think we did a good job with that. Sorry you had to put up with some of my nagging on rounds, but Dr. Marks mentioned, the driving central line infections to 0 and on and on, preventing hospital-acquired infections, hand hygiene. So that was I guess I've had to say, one of my most important things being here, other than working with you all, is being a part of that. Not the sole part, because it was a team and a village that led to that. So it's hard to put into words the relationships you make here with your coworkers, your family away from home. Most of you here are either charge nurses, supervisors, or people I work closely with, Diane. You got to see the best of me as well as the imperfect side of me. And I thank you for accepting both. So to all of you here, I'm glad you could come and share. And my appreciation as well to the rest of my colleagues and coworkers who couldn't be here. All are true heroes, especially in the last 2 years, and I've missed my time away from you. So thank you again for this honor. It was a real privilege to have spent this time with you at St. Joe's. Thank you.